Hi everyone, I'm Ruth Mullen from Forbes Solicitors and I work in the employment team on behalf of the education sector. I'm joined today by Olivia Hart, who works in insurance for the education sector, and Gemma, who works for the GPI team, and she will explain in more detail what that means. We run at the moment bi-weekly sessions in relation to questions and answer sessions for the pandemic, and we've been doing that for the duration of that time. That's continuing, and our next session, which we'd be delighted if you would join us at, is on Wednesday the 2nd of December at 9:30. They're great sessions to join because you will have access to a wide range of legal experts that can tell you hopefully the answers to all of your burning questions around the pandemic and how to deal with those in the education sector. The sessions are run via Zoom, and there is a Q&A function which can be anonymous if you prefer not to disclose who's asking the question, and we try to deal with all questions. From my point of view in the employment team, we've advised on a wide range of things, from sickness absence to dealing with mental health, to looking at the disability angle, to considering shielding, how we deal with pregnant employees, and all the changes that have come with that. I'm going to ask Olivia now to tell you a little bit about what she does, and then Gemma's going to tell you a little bit about what she does as well. We have other experts who will join us from our property teams and our dispute resolution team, who will deal with any court cases or disputes with suppliers. But I'm going to hand to Olivia now for her to tell you about her side of things.
Hi everybody, I deal with everything, as Ruth says, health and safety. So everything to do with your risk assessments in school, and during these COVID times, we obviously are heavily talking about COVID and the risk assessments that go around those. So the sorts of questions that I'm dealing with are, should parents be wearing masks at the school gates? What about the school lunch facilities and the social distancing there, bubbles? Should we now keep the windows open? It's the middle of winter, we're freezing. Should we now have the windows open, as we're told to well ventilate the classrooms? Things like that really I've been dealing with. And also what we expect to see is quite a glut of stress claims. It's going to be very hard for a child or a member of staff to prove that they caught COVID whilst they were at your school. Whereas, especially if you had a person more vulnerable to stress, an employee, you could potentially have a stress claim arising out of COVID times. So it's trying to manage that really, and be proactive to try and prevent those claims. Those are the sorts of things that we're advising on. No question will be considered silly or stupid. These guidelines have come out weekly. They're forever changing. And we struggle sometimes ourselves to get our heads around them. So goodness only knows how you are all dealing with them. As Ruth said, the questions are anonymous, so you don't have to worry about any privacy issues in relation to your education establishment. I'll pass you over to Gemma, our GPI expert, now to say a little about what she does.
Hi everybody, so I'm in the very snappily titled Governance, Procurement and Information team, hence why we all call it GPI. I've had all sorts of questions being involved in these webinars. One of the main ones was on the procurement notices with regards to paying suppliers and contracts for services during the pandemic. A lot of issues with catering suppliers particularly. So that's been an interesting subject. We've also discussed governance structures, as we've gone from having face-to-face meetings with the governors, with trustees, with the board, with the senior leadership team. You need to be considering whether or not your governance documents cater for that and permit you to keep doing so post-pandemic. We've then also had lots of subject access requests in relation to exam results. That was a massive thing, and also to do with pupil attainment and how well they're doing now that they've not obviously been in school for a few months. And then GDPR as well, that's been sort of a hot topic. So it's really worth coming to these webinars. I've learned so much personally from doing them, as well as providing advice. And so I really do recommend it's worth coming. And it's great as well to have other like-minded people who are in the same boat, in the same situation, and just keep up that communication and contact. So please do join us. It's not dull, it's really interesting, and we get to have some really good conversations. So hopefully I'll see you in the next couple of weeks.
Thanks, Gemma. Gemma makes a really good point there, that we've learned a lot from each other, but we've also learned a lot from the people attending our sessions and the real issues that are key to you on the ground. So please do feel free to join us. If, of course, you think that this is relevant to anybody else that you know, feel free to pass our details on to them. We really look forward to you joining the session, and we hope to see you all soon. Take care.
Bye.